You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted best of Pahrump for 4 years. Give them a call, 775-727-9900. News 25 is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New, service, and repair. Call Gunny's, 775-727-6800.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming on KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. My name is Rory Rossell on this Tuesday, August 12th. Well, in our top story today, a two-vehicle accident occurred earlier today on Highway 160 and Homestead after one driver reportedly made an illegal U-turn. Jillian Bayer has the story.
Jason Ernest of Mount West Lawyers. Don't be bullied by insurance companies. Call me, 775-727-9500.
Just before noon today, a two-vehicle accident occurred on Highway 160 in front of Maverick gas station, resulting in significant damage but no reported injuries. According to preliminary information, a Chevrolet Tahoe was driven by a female motorist made an illegal turn while exiting the Maverick parking lot. As a result, a Nissan 300ZX traveling northbound toward Las Vegas collided with the rear of the Tahoe. The impact caused substantial damage to the front end of the Nissan, and both drivers remained at the scene and no injuries were reported. Traffic was temporarily affected as emergency services responded and cleared the roadway. Authorities are reminding drivers that illegal turns, especially on highways and in high-speed areas, can have serious and potential fatal consequences. Drivers are urged to follow posted traffic laws and use proper turning lanes and intersections when entering or exiting major roads.
Well, a Pahrump man is now in custody following several threats at a local hospital last night. Here is what News 25 knows so far. A Pahrump man is now facing multiple felony charges after Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies say he threatened to shoot hospital staff and patients at Desert View Hospital late Monday night. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office, deputies were called to the hospital at 9:34 p.m. on August 11th for reports of a man who had become angry while trying to check in for treatment. Staff told dispatchers the man, described as a white male with gray hair, wearing gray shorts and a blue shirt, was upset about waiting in the lobby due to the emergency room being busy. The suspect allegedly threatened to return with a gun and shoot the triage nurse. Deputies say that the man, later identified as Thomas McGuire, left the hospital but returned minutes later, again making threats outside of the triage doors. Hospital staff told deputies McGuire reportedly said that he would come back with a gun and shoot everyone. When deputies arrived, they found McGuire standing outside of the hospital entrance. Authorities say he was yelling, belligerent, and refusing to identify himself. Deputies ordered McGuire to comply, but he allegedly continued to shout obscenities and refuse commands to place his hands behind his back. Officers say he adopted an aggressive posture before being physically assisted to the ground, placed in handcuffs, and taken into custody. Witnesses, including hospital staff and bystanders, later provided written statements confirming that they heard McGuire threaten to kill people. Deputies also noted the slight smell of alcohol on McGuire's breath. McGuire was booked on 2 counts of making threats regarding an act of terrorism, 1 count of resisting a public officer, and 1 count of obstructing a public officer. The latest CPI shows inflation has come in lower than expected, and Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt spoke during a recent briefing about this alleged continued growth. The latest Consumer Index report shows that inflation has come below market expectations, remaining steady as economic indicators point to continued growth. Since President Trump took office, inflation has stayed low and stable, according to the White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt spoke about this reported stability during today's briefing.
In other news, we continue to see positive economic reports across the board. Today's CPI report revealed that inflation beat market expectations once again, and inflation remains stable. Overall, inflation has run at a 1.9 average annual pace in President Trump's first 6 months in office. Prices for everyday goods continue to decline. Energy prices fell in July, including gasoline, which is down nearly 10% over last year, and propane, which is down 2.5% over last year as well. Egg prices fell once again in July and are down 20% since President Trump took office. Shelter inflation, the largest contributor to overall inflation, is at its lowest level since October of 2021. Wage growth for American workers is beating inflation once again. As inflation declines, this administration continues to be wholeheartedly committed to putting more money back into the American people's pockets. American real wages are up 1.3% over last year and have increased each month since President Trump took office. And small business optimism, according to this morning's report, has also reached a 5-month high. Ignore the panicans and trust in President Trump. That is our motto here at the White House. The America First economic agenda is working.
The White House reports that prices of everyday goods are continuing to decline, helping families with seasonal expenses such as back-to-school shopping. Energy costs have reportedly fallen, including gasoline and propane, while food staples like eggs have also dropped in price. Several other consumer categories, including technology products, travel services, and groceries, are also seeing price reductions. Levitt also expressed during the press briefing that this is just the beginning of what the White House describes as the Golden Age. Now let's take a look at what's going on in the world of sports with our News 25 sports reporter, Mikey Ruhan. Take it away, Mikey.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. The Las Vegas Aviators kick off a 6-game series tonight as they welcome the Tacoma Rainiers. The Las Vegas Aces welcome the New York Liberty on Wednesday. The Las Vegas Raiders have signed free agent wide receiver Marquez Callaway. The team announced on Monday Callaway, a fourth-year wide receiver, has played in 47 games since entering the league as an undrafted free agent with the New Orleans Saints in 2020. The Summerlin South Little League team is headed to the Little League World Series. Recently, the team knocked out Utah during Game 8 of the Little League Mountain Region Championship. They won 6-3. The Little League World Series begins August 13th in Pennsylvania. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. Well, we will have more local news on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
And welcome back to News 25. Well, Great Basin College is inviting the public to attend some of their events that are happening this month. News 25 caught up with Dr. Christopher Salute with more.
Hi, I'm Dr. Christopher Salute over at Great Basin College. Just wanted to remind you that we have some incredible events happening for our community here at Great Basin College in Pahrump at the Pahrump Valley Center. The main one I really want to talk to you about is on August 18th at 3 p.m. This is an event called Choose GBC. Choose GBC is about joining our community. There are so many folks in our community who either have just learned we have a college here in town or didn't even know we had a college here in town. So if you're watching this and you had no idea what your career options were in Pahrump, please do join us at Choose GBC. Now I want to get to that in a moment. I want to also remind folks, if you are a current student, we have our orientation on August 15th at 9 a.m. and our dual enrollment orientation on August 18th at 9 a.m. But Choose GBC is for folks who are interested in joining our community and interested in learning more about what their paths are at Great Basin College and in the greater part of Nevada and in Pahrump. So we've got a 3 to 6 p.m. event. We've got a food truck on site, fun games and giveaways. Faculty are going to be available to chat about your specific program needs. Staff are going to be ready to help you apply to the college and help you, if you've already applied to the college, get registered, make sure that your schedule is all set so you have nothing to worry about once school starts on the 25th. So whether you're thinking about going into the health sciences, whether it be nursing, medical assistance, CNA, sonography, whatever, or you want to go into CTE like mining or manufacturing, or you're interested in business or education or the social sciences, this is for you. So come on down. We've got some programming. We've got some great things to show you. There's a great little scavenger hunt where you can kind of hit every single table on your way out. We've got raffles and prizes as well, some great GBC gear for you, as well as some other prizes. You can talk directly with the folks who are in charge of your programs or in charge of your success by helping you find tutors or declare your major or find scholarships that are going to help you get to where you need to go for a lot less money. So you can apply for admissions on the spot, you can register for classes, even if you're unsure. We're not here to hard sell you. I think for those folks who have come to our events before, just enjoy our community, write your name down, let us know if we can contact you for your specific program. And if you're unsure about your major, this event is perfect for learning more, making connections, no pressure, just possibilities. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring some questions, and bring your appetite, because we're gonna have food as well as a food truck. This is your opportunity to choose GBC and choose your future in Pahrump. Thanks so much. I'm Dr. Christopher Salute, Director of the Pahrump Valley Center here in Pahrump of Great Basin College. See you soon.
Although we're still enjoying the summer sunshine, fall season is already right around the corner. In fact, you may be reaching for a tissue box sooner than you think.
Today's health report is brought to you by Desert View Hospital. When you or a loved one needs medical attention, Desert View Hospital is ready to help. We've been providing friendly and compassionate care to our neighbors since 2006, including emergency services available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit desertviewhospital.com to learn more. With limited exceptions, physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital.
I typically tell my patients that fall allergies start right around Labor Day and they go until the first snowfall. So when kids start going back to school, we're in fall allergies.
Dr. Sandra Hong is an allergist with Cleveland Clinic. If you suffer from fall allergies, she recommends starting allergy medications about 2 weeks before your symptoms typically begin. Over-the-counter antihistamines can ease symptoms like sneezing, runny nose, watery eyes, and itching, while nasal steroid sprays can help with congestion. Dr. Hong also suggests limiting time outdoors when pollen counts are high, like early mornings or on dry, windy days. When you're coming in from outside, make sure to change your clothes, take a shower, and keep your windows closed. This all helps prevent outdoor allergens from getting inside. Above all, Dr. Hong says it's important to know when to see an allergist.
If they continue to be miserable, so the medications aren't working over the counter, or they're actually having troubles with daily living. So they're having shortness of breath, they're coughing, they're wheezing, any of those types of things. And there are so many other options that allergists can utilize to make people feel better.
Some bills passed and others didn't, though the Nevada veterans are now feeling the impact. Fred with the VFW now breaks down what it means and why he is urging more vets to get involved.
Good evening. My name is Fred Wager. I'm with the Veterans of Foreign Wars and the Disabled American Veterans, doing legislation for veterans. And this year we just finished up our session in Carson City, and we testified for a lot of bills. And we had a fairly good success rate. 47% passed that we were following, 53 did not. And we want to share with you all of the things that happened during this session and talk a little bit about the bills that passed and then some of the bills that were defeated. And we need your help. We need you to contact your legislators and to come help testify when it's that time. I will tell you that you can testify in Carson City, but you can also testify in Las Vegas when those bills come to vote. We need your help. We could be much more successful in getting veteran bills passed if we had your help and we had hats in the room when the legislators are considering a veteran bill. And hopefully you'll email me. I will send you a complete copy of the report that I compiled for VFW and DAV, and you can take a look at that. And it shows both positive and negative. And the negative isn't to embarrass anybody, it's to get you involved to say, hey, I need you to support that kind of a bill. So that when we get in the next session in 2 years, then all of a sudden they're like, you know what, they spoke to me about this. I need to do this. They're in my community.
And we'll have more news on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
And welcome back to News 25. Well, as the summer temperatures continue to heat up, so does the power, especially in the afternoon. Valley Electric shares how you can help during the power rush hour.
This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Valley Electric and its family of companies focused on serving our members. We're better together.
Avoid power rush hour. Just like a traffic jam delays travel on extremely hot days, high energy use can put additional pressure on the electric grid. We can all pitch in by conserving energy during power rush hour. Here's a few ways you can help lower demand during the energy rush. Cook dinner outside to eliminate additional heat in your home. Turn on ceiling fans, then raise your thermostat a few degrees. Wait until later in the evening after peak hours to run larger appliances. By making small changes to your energy use habits, we can all relieve pressure on the grid during extreme heat and save energy and a little money along the way.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
It's looking pretty hot out there, though there are some clouds. Mikey will have your weather forecast after this break.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. I'm Mike Ruhan from the Channel 25 Weather Studios. Let's check out the temperatures today. 101 in Fernley, 103 in Fallon, Carson City, 99, can't quite get to 100. 95 in Tonopah, 97 in Goldfield. Beatty saw 107 today, 112 in Amargosa. Las Vegas saw 110. Death Valley, no thank you, 122. But here in the beautiful paradise of Pahrump, our current temperature is 108. We hit a high of 110 earlier. Winds out of the south-southwest, 10 miles per hour, humidity 8%, and the sun rose this morning at 6 a.m. even. Right on the nose. It's going to set this evening at 7:37, humidity 14% tonight. The wind southeast 8 miles per hour and a low of 80 degrees. That's pretty warm. Let's check out the 7-day forecast. Get a little bit of a cool down tomorrow. 107, but Thursday even cooler, 103. Friday even cooler, 100. Saturday 98 degrees, Sunday 99, back up to 100 on Monday, and Tuesday 102. That's your look at the weather. Back to the desk. Here's Rory.
Thank you so much, Mikey. Well, I do want to add that this will be my last time anchoring here at KPVM News 25 because this Friday will be my last day, as I will be moving to Vegas and going to UNLV, though you will see me on the weather for the rest of the week. That is going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I am Rory Rossell. Have a great night.